Hi everyone, it's Mana here. Today we are going to dive into the mysteries of attraction from a woman's perspective. Curious about what women find attractive in men. Some of these might surprise you. And here's a twist. I will be shedding light on 4 things you might believe are super cool, but you know what? Men might not see them the same way. I'm pretty sure you will find these insights intriguing, coming from a perspective as a Japanese woman. I have a feeling a lot of women were not alone. So no more waiting around. Let's jump right in. First up, we are exploring 3 qualities in men that are simply irresistible to women. You might not have guessed these, or perhaps they seem too straightforward. But believe me, they're absolutely key. Okay, let's talk about humor. You might think being funny is a pretty standard trait, but if you sprinkle in some dark or self-deprecating jokes, it shows women you are not only funny but also smart and intelligent. But word caution, don't overdo it, as it might come off as mean or as if you lack confidence in yourself. Women tend to like men who can cleverly joke or even poke fun at themselves, rather than someone who's just blatantly smart. We absolutely adore straightforward humor, kind of like what you've seen in a comedy show Friends. Being able to hold a great conversation is another big plus. If you got away with words, women will be drawn to you. You will become the person everyone wants to talk to. Let me share a quick story. Last month, this old gentleman walked into my restaurant. Curious, I asked him where he was from. England, he said. I mentioned how beautiful England looked in pictures online. Without missing a beat, he quipped, "Thanks, but the people are terrible." We both burst out laughing. It was such a great moment, and we ended up having a really enjoyable conversation. Next up, let's talk about something you might not expect. Beautiful fingers and nails. Now, it's not about men who decorate their nails. Rather, if you have healthy looking nails, it sends a positive signal that you are healthy and clean. On the flip side, long untrimmed nails can give off the impression that you are not taking good care of yourself. So, keeping your nails short and neat is key. And hey, don't forget about using hand cream. Moving on. There's another feature that a lot of women find irresistibly attractive. The back of a man's neck. There's something undeniably sexy about well-defined neckline. And it's not just me. This is merely a personal preference. A beautiful neck, stretching up towards the sky, exudes confidence and strength. It's all about the posture it suggests. A strong, confident stance can be incredibly appealing. So yes, a nice, beautiful neckline not only looks good but also speaks volume about your posture and the way you carry yourself. Okay, I'm gonna talk about some things men might think are super cool, but you know what? Men might not feel the same way. So, let's dive in. The one might come as a surprise to the gym lovers out there. I'm talking about those gym guys who seem to practically live at the gym. But don't get me wrong, I'm all hitting the gym and getting a good workout in. But there's a thin line between being fit and being obsessed with muscles. I've noticed that women really appreciate men who take care of himself. But if you start becoming narcissistic, always staring at yourself in a gym mirror, might not win you any fans. Sure, it's great that you love your muscles and are confident in your body, but when it becomes obvious that you are obsessed with your physique, it might make women take a step back. Here's another thing that you might think it's cool, but women actually don't. Losing your beard completely. I'm not talking about a neat trim or shave. I mean removing every trace of your beard. trying to emulate the flawless, clean, shaven look of a K-pop star. While it works for pop stars who aim for a particular kind of aesthetic appeal, but in real life, many women find a man's beard quite attractive. It adds to that rugged, masculine vibe. So by all means, keep your beard groomed, but think twice before you decide to get rid of your beard completely. Let's dive into the third point, flashy high fashion guides. I'm not saying that you shouldn't care about your fashion sense. What I'm saying is that you don't need to go all out with brand name shirt, gold necklaces, rings from some famous designer or expensive shoes. Keep it simple and clean is actually appealing to women. It makes us feel comfortable and at ease. Don't get me wrong, if you love rocking high-end fashion, that's totally cool. It's your choice. I'm not here to judge. If your goal is to attract women, going overboard with the bling might not be the way to go. Move on to the fourth part, having overly specific hobbies and tastes. Let's say you are really into cars to the point where you customize yours to an extreme. Sure, you feel great driving your special ride, but the person sitting next to you, say a woman on a first and a second date, when your world is so uniquely yours, filled with specific passions and tastes, and you begin to rave about how fantastic your customized car is, the woman next to you might cringe away. This is just my perspective, but it seems men often pursue their interests with more passion than women. Sometimes women find it hard to understand this intense fascination. Could this simply be due to gender differences? But I believe there are obsessions women have that many men just can't wrap their heads around. And honestly, seeing men dive into their interests with such strong passion, I find it really attractive. But be careful. It's probably best not to dive into your obsessions on a first or a second date. How many of these traits did you recognize in yourself? Essentially, women tend to look for someone who makes them feel comfortable and safe. Feeling safe is incredibly important for women. Do you get what I mean? But remember, you don't need to try to be nicer or cooler than your true self. I hope my advice helps make your life better. Thank you so much for watching my video. Until then, I would be happy if you hit the subscribe button. See you in the next video. Bye!